सो हेलो एवरीवन, वेरी गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू। आप स्क्रीन पे देख पा रहे हो आपके साथ कौन है। आपके साथ है नन अदर देन डॉक्टर संजीव शर्मा सर, जो खुद एनएचबी में एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर रह चुके हैं। सो आई विल नॉट वेस्ट ए सिंगल मिनट एंड आई विल आस्क सर सम क्वेश्चंस जो आपने गूगल फॉर्म के थ्रू हमसे पूछा है, राइट? So, sir, tell us something about NHB because everybody want to know the first-hand experience of the NHB.
Well, thank you, Tushar sir, for this opportunity. Yes, I'm sure that many of our participants are very eager to know, because NHB is one of the smaller FIs and not very prominent in the sense as other SEBI or maybe Navar is. So it is justified that yes, they are curious to know about NHB. So I would say that I had a small stint with NHB for a year and a half. So at that point of time, RBI was the owner of NHB. 100% shares were with the Reserve Bank. And by virtue of that, there was one position for the executive director on deputation from the Reserve Bank. Therefore, I stepped into that role there. And then there was this thinking when I was there, to the fag end of my tenure, there was this thinking that Reserve Bank wanted to hive off its shares and just sell it to the government. It didn't want 100% ownership of their bank. So the process must have started somewhere. The thinking started somewhere in late 16, and by 19 August or so, RBI had not only sold its shares at stake to the government of India. Now NHB became a wholly owned organization of the government, but also in the process there was a major change, a shift, or I would say a shift in the very ethos of the organization, which is the regulatory function. The NHB was essentially earlier regulating the HFC sector, regulating and supervising the HFC sector. So at this point, while they gave away their shares and became independent, and then it took over the function of regulation. So now NHB is not a regulator of the housing finance companies.
Okay.
Small organizer. Okay. Any should I elaborate further, or you have some question there?
No, sir. Please go ahead. But I thought it's complete.
So it'll never be complete, Tushar sir. So once we talk of history and once we talk of the organization, it'll be a monologue. So it's a small organization. It's a very vibrant organization. Firstly, I would say that the most attractive thing when I visited NHB was its ambience. It's situated in one of the best places that you can find, not only in Delhi, but I would say in India. It's located in the India Habitat Center, which is an iconic building. And it has all the buildings, all the offices associated with either the housing or the earth or the planet or environment ecosystem. So that's one thing, and it's beautifully situated. A lot of artwork is there as you walk across. If you've not been to the Habitat Center, it has beautiful art galleries, and you will find in the courtyard itself, there are open galleries sometimes. An artist comes and So apart from working in the organization, you have this added advantage of being a part of a cultural milieu of Delhi.
Okay.
And then you have facilities like we have excellent restaurants meant for the members of India Habitat. So outsiders do not have access. So by virtue of being in the NHB, you have access to that, to the corporate card. So these are the fringes I was talking about.
Okay.
Once you enter the portals of NHB, it's a very modern, contemporary style of office. Beautiful workstations, modern interiors, well done, and small organization. I would say maybe about 150 people all over the country. So maybe when we say all over the country, it would mean say about perhaps 100 odd people would be in the head office in New Delhi, and the remaining would be shared by the regional offices all over the country, different sections of the country.
Okay. So, sir, that brings me to the next question, because I see most of the people, wants to know about the work-life balance in the NHB. So can you throw some light on work-life balance of these young professionals?
This is, the thing somewhere which management school brought in this concept of work-life balance is not very clear to me. But this is a buzzword which has been going around for a long time, and I feel this is the HR. The HR tries to coin such phrases, but honestly, there is this work-life balance is. I'm not saying it's a myth, but we need not give it so much importance, because work is work. Now, if you think work-life balance means that, NHB works on 5 days a week, Saturdays and Sundays are off, so I have 2 long weekends. And if you think that I come in the morning at 9 o'clock and I leave at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, I can go and back to my family. Well, it's not like that, honestly. You have to put in effort. So yes, broadly, these are the office timings, and we stick to the timings in the sense that we expect everyone to come in time. Yes. But it's like Hotel California, you can't go at your sweet will. We will let you know if you want to go. You can always check in. So there are pressure points at times. I'm not saying it's always a pressure point, but yes, we do expect people to join in, even at the system manager level. They shouldn't think, oh, it's 6 o'clock, I should go home. If your superiors want to do something, you have to stay back. At my level, I would often leave the place at 8:39 because the MD was sitting, the EDs were sitting there. So obviously, when we are sitting there, we do depend on our, subordinates also for some discussion, some paperwork, and throughout the day, you have so many distractions in the sense, at our level at least, and I'm sure even at middle level and AM level, a lot of customers dropping in, corporate customers, housing finance company, they have an appointment with you. So your work remains pending, and you cannot really leave till you finish the import. So work-life balance, yes, it is not that you are boiling in a pressure cooker. No, I'm not saying that. At the same time, it's very comfortable, but do not think it's going to be always like that. At any point of time, when you are in a regional office, for example, it's a limited staff. And also, I must tell you that there is no clerical cadre in NHB. It's a totally officer-centric organization. So you have to do everything yourself. Yes, we have contract staff. So what we do is, NHB hire assistants on contract. But then, they are, you don't expect much out of them. They can get to the file and they can, do basic work for you. But effectively, you should know you are responsible, you are accountable. Tomorrow, if your assistant is not there, you cannot say that, I'm sorry, I'm not able to process the case, or I don't know where the file is, because my assistant is on leave. You are expected.
Yes.
So if you are in a regional office, the responsibility gets even more because you have very limited staff. I think now things have changed, and they have at least 4 to 5 people in an RO. In my time, the RO had just one grade C officer perhaps, and he had one assistant who would help him. But now I do understand that 4 or 5 people are there to run the show. So it's you have to maintain, you have to work out your own work-life balance in that sense.
Yes, very true, sir. Okay, so sir, that brings me to the next question. Most of the people wanted to know the departments in NHB, right? Like what kind of department they should opt for if they are given a chance, or do they have options after training to opt for a department? or what is it? So they wanted to know it from you.
Well, now, so the Department of Regulation is not there, but you have the Department of Supervision, you have the Department of Refinance, then we have the Department of Project Finance, then I think equity, they have something to do with, equity support. So there should be one unit there. And they have something called the Secretaries Department, which handles the Secretariat of the MD. Very sensitive department. You are you're working directly under the MD and the EDs, and confidential information is with you. Then of course you have the these are the major departments, I would say, if I have not missed out on anything that I think. There is one department, market research, important department. It handles things like Residex and research. NHB does a lot of research. It does tie up with good organizations. I remember when I was there, we asked IIM Bangalore to write a paper, concept paper on something, some aspect of housing finance, which was sort of an input for us, which we could put to the board and see what all we could take out. So this is market research, and this department in particular is always in coordination with the Ministry for the Housing Affairs. And it used to be called UPA, but now I think they've changed the name. So these are the departments. In addition to this, you have the HR department, you have the legal department, you have the Hindi Rajbhasha department, the standard department that all organizations require. You have IT. IT is an important department too. It's not core to housing finance, but it is special in the sense that the entire framework runs on IT now. So we have all the forms, the downloading of forms, the grievance redressal system, and various software that we use to download the data, get the returns, be in touch, monitor off-site supervision and on-site supervision. So on-site we will go there to the company, but off-site we get returns. So IT plays a very important role there. Prime Minister's Awas Yojana, urban rural, they also are that's where technology is used by the organization.
Okay.
Subsidy and
okay, and also, students wants to know whether they got to choose the department after their training, or it is assigned randomly, or on what basis they are been given the particular task.
Yeah, so that's another thing. People want to always work in supervision because that is the core function there. Supervision. People would like to work in project finance, again, the very core, and refinance. But we don't decide. Nobody knows. So it depends. Supposing there's an intake of 25 students, officers at AM level. Now it depends where the vacancy is. So many departments are clamoring, they're running short on sanction strength. In every organization, you have the sanction strength and the action strength. So the sanction strength could be, say, 10 AMs. However, actual strength could be only 6. So if that's the case with me, then I'm waiting for 4 people to come in. So the moment the results are declared and I stake my claim as I want my departments as executive director, I would say, well, my department should be given AMs. At least I need 4 AMs in this department. So it depends. Nothing is fixed.
Okay.
It depends where and how the need is. Sometimes there could be vacancies in supervision, and you think you would get supervision. However, people who are working in say HR, they may like to go to supervision, so they would get an internal shift to supervision, because there is a rotation. In any case, as per the norms the CEO lays down, there is a rotation every 3 years. Desk rotation, department rotation. So we'll be getting that change either which.
Okay, got it. So
and if they ask you in the interview, for example, which department do you want, then obviously the simple answer is that I have only a theoretical understanding of So perhaps any department at the moment, I would be happy to work with. It's a learning process for us, right?
Yes, absolutely. So, sir, that brings me to the next question about the promotion prospects in the National Housing Bank that students wants to know from you.
Okay, so see, in RBI we begin. There is a grade A, but actually when you join the RBI, you begin with B, B, C, D, E, F. In NHB, so F is our chief general. In NHB, they follow a little different format, more like the commercial banks, where they have the assistant manager, then the manager, then the deputy manager, then the manager. Then comes in the regional manager, then deputy general manager, then general manager. So it stops at general manager, and of the lot, there's only one vacancy for the executive director. And that there are two posts, but now I understand that these both are thrown open to the public. So you will have to compete, not today, but at any point in time when you reach the general manager stage, you will have to compete in the open market. So that, which means that we have to look at AM to general manager. That is the trajectory that you should look at to begin with.
And when it comes to time from AM to...
There is no particular time frame as such, because again, depending on the vacancies that we have, if there is a lateral induction, say at AGM level, then obviously it will stall the chances of people who are waiting in the list. But it happens, it's not a very occasional, it happens occasionally, I would say, that we do take in lateral people also, lateral entries there. But 4 to 5 years per initially, and 8 AM to deputy manager. And then you have to, it's not based, AM to DM is just based on your reports, the performance. Thereafter, there will be series of interviews. There will be a very good interview, and they will test you there, and then decide whether to move it or not.
Okay. So, sir, that brings me to the next question. One of the student out of the lot asks that in RBI, there is a prospect of studying in the cost of, the cost is borne by the RBI. So is there any such facility in NHB where a student, when he becomes or she becomes an officer, gets an opportunity from bank to study abroad?
Well, honestly, I have not yet seen anyone going on study leave outside. But I do know, I have given recommendations to some of my junior colleagues who would ask me, and I was just following up the other day what happened. This person had got admission overseas for higher studies and also some scholarship, but NOC did not come through very easily. So the scope is there but in practice, I'm not very sure how often it happens.
Okay, got it.
But at the same time, the caveat I'm saying is that our candidates should not think it doesn't happen. You have enough opportunities to go abroad on various in various conferences or representing NHB at senior level when you become, or even at junior level, you may accompany a senior person. So for who's presenting a paper or attending just as a representative of NHB, because when I remember, I'd gone to Singapore for a Southeast Asian conference in housing, and I had taken 2 of my managers along with me, so that they could also, they did not present any paper, but they were there to get the feel of what's happening. That's how we upskill them. So foreign training is used as a method to upscale their present knowledge, and they would know when they sit and listen to various talks by people from Southeast Asia, what's happening in the housing sector.
Yes. So, sir, now the next question, two students wanted to know about the type of house they get once they selected in NHB. Like they have mentioned, one of them have mentioned that RBI has very beautiful colonies, which he has seen, but he hasn't seen anything, for NHB. So that's something he wanted to know.
So NHB in Delhi, yes, we have colonies in Delhi. So for the officers, there is one colony in Vasant Kunj. The flats are owned by NHB, maintained by NHB, not by DDA. DDA flats in Vasant, they are maintained by NHB. And we also have flats for officers in Jampur Extension, New Delhi, which is a very posh area. And they have nice flats for them to stay. In case, it always happens, not only with NHB, but also with RBI, that the ratio between officers and houses is a little skewed, and it doesn't necessarily mean that if you've landed on a posting, you will get a house immediately. So there's a waiting period sometimes, and therefore the bank, NHB, as also RBI, has a system of taking flats on lease. So city-wise, there are limits. So you're in Patna, you will have a different limit. You are in Mumbai, you'll have a different limit there. In Bombay also, we have taken lease flats. We've taken flats on lease from the RBI in, of course, a little far away. That's in Borivali. But they're there. Then there is this choice that, you don't want to stay somewhere, you can take a flat on lease of your choice. You can sponsor a flat.
Sponsored flat. So what is the amount?
Amount, I really wouldn't know. It would have changed by now.
Yes.
But with that amount, what I know in Delhi, the kind of amount we were giving to our middle management, for example, they could get a respectable house, as good as the one they were getting in the colony.
Okay. Got it. So, sir, one of the next question is about the salary. One of the student has asked about the salary that, why NHB
at par with any public sector institution. Not to worry about the salary. You get good perks, you get good salaries. Assistant manager in NHB and AM in any other public sector organization or financial institution will be getting broadly the same. I'm saying broadly. So plus minus something, but broadly the same. A lot of perks you get, yes. You get car allowance, you get car loan, you get your telephone allowance, you get Sodexo coupons, which you can use. There's a nice lounge. You can order food from, you use those coupons to buy from outside, or you can use a lunch facility. As I mentioned, the club facilities within the India Habitat Center, you have a nice spa, you have a nice gym, access to membership is there. Housing loan is also available. Newspaper allowance. Most of the allowances are there. Good perks.
Good perks. Yes.
Yes. But that should not be the reason. Let me have that. That should not be the sole reason. Because perks are good, I'm going to join NHB. That is incidental. It adds to your pay packet. Yes.
Absolutely, sir. So yes, these are one of the motivational factors for students.
Very rightly put, Tushar sir. It is a good motivation to be there in a good city. You're there. You have good housing. You have if you are married or when you have your family, you'll be a lot of schools around. You can get admission in big cities. Mostly it's in capitals only. NHB offices.
Sir, that brings me to the next question. One of the student wanted to know, for example, if he leaves NHB after 5 years, what kind of opportunity he can get in the, private space?
So he would be, having spent 5 years in NHB, he has really got the hang of the system, of the ecosystem of the housing finance, which is a big asset. And then you decide to switch over. There are housing finance companies. They'll very easily, give you double salary perhaps that you were getting there. Because they would like to have people with that expertise. I know of my colleagues who at BGM level, they got into PFRD also as their CGMs. And also youngsters, grade A, grade B level officers, they get good ample opportunities to join many housing finance companies or even NBFCs.
Okay.
So it's a good market. Your experience, your expertise, your understanding, provided you are good, you're able to deliver, you can be rest assured if you want to leave NHB after 5 years, the market is there.
So one question from my side is, do NHB provide some kind of foreign posting like there is in RBI?
No, NHB, unfortunately, I won't say unfortunately, NHB doesn't have any offices abroad, nor does RBI have any offices, so neither RBI provides any posting abroad, nor does NHB. The commercial banks do that. You can join SBI, certainly you have better scope, but you can go on deputation. In RBI, for example, you can go on deputation to IMF. Similarly here, you do get advertisements that keep coming in when you can apply and try your luck. Many foreign banks, either central banks, housing bank, similar institutions, there you get openings, and with the kind of expertise that you have, you can apply and qualify for that.
Yes, sir. I think this is all. Do you have something in your mind?
Well, I'd like to say that guys, when you join NHB, come with an open mind. It's an institution which is, where there is a lot of scope to prove yourself, because there are only 100, your competitors are, who are your competitors? A small organization of 150 people, of which maybe 50 maybe assistant managers. Another 30 would be, so it's a pyramid which keeps getting narrower and narrower, and you have 5 general managers and maybe 8 deputy general managers only, and so you can prove yourself very nicely. You start from the scratch as AM and work very hard. Certainly, you would rise very fast.
So thank you, sir, for your wisdom words to the students. Hopefully, they will find this small session very insightful and use this as one of the motivational factors to prepare for National Housing Bank. Thank you so much, sir, once again.
Thank you so much. It was nice talking.